Well, I hope you're doing well today, and I'm really looking forward to this Sunday because we have the privilege of answering the questions, why are we here? And where are we going? And how do you fit in? And I realize sometimes when people hear me mention that message, they think, well, Steve's obviously been on vacation and didn't have time to prepare anything new, and so we're going to hear the same message. And since this is the start of his 35th year, I've already heard that sermon 34 times. No, that's not the way it works. We do like to remind ourselves at this time of year of our mission. That doesn't change. But the answers to where are we going, that's different each year. And certainly then how would you fit in? And so I'm really looking forward to talking with you about that because this is a very, very exciting year of ministry. And we're looking forward to growing and serving the Lord together. I would encourage you to look at 1 Timothy chapter 1, verses 12 to 20. Marvelous passage of Scripture. And as I had the privilege of studying it this week, I thought, wow, it just takes your breath away because that's right where we're living. We need this passage of Scripture, and I'm looking forward to studying it with you, just using that as an opportunity for us to think about all that the Lord may have for us this coming year. There's a couple of other just issues I'd like to mention to you. I do realize that the COVID numbers are going back up, and every person has to make a decision about in-person worship or online. And you know, for nearly 2 years now, we've just said, that's between you and the Lord. Every person has their own health situation. I promise you we're going to do the very best we can to have excellent in-person worship. But for those who join us online, we will make that experience the best that we possibly can. Now, I would encourage you, if at all possible, to join us in person. There's just aspects of church life that need to be done together. But I also respect some just feel like right now that may not be best for your health. If you're in that latter category, let me just remind you of something that we've been saying throughout the pandemic. If you're in need of some kind of personal pastoral ministry, please don't hesitate to let us know. Don't feel like, well, I haven't been in church for a while in person, so maybe I shouldn't ask to have a prayer request mentioned, or I shouldn't ask for some other that's not true at all. And we've got plenty of pastors on our staff. If it means literally coming to your front door where one of us is sitting in a chair on your porch and praying with you through the door, we'll be more than happy to do that. And if you say, well, it's kind of cold outside, we've got some young pastors. We'll send one of them. But in all seriousness, I want to be sure that we're providing the right kind of ministry for every person who calls this church our home, even in a very unusual period of time in our history. Also, can I give you a couple of assignments? First of all, if you've not yet taken our ministry survey, I want to encourage you to do that. You can find it on our church's website, our Facebook page. We've emailed it out, or if you can't find it, just call the church office. We'll be happy to walk you through that. I'm so happy that well over 400 people have already completed their surveys. Thank you for doing that. If you're in a situation where you say, boy, I'm not sure I can find a block of time to answer all of those questions, the bottom line is don't let perfection be the enemy of accomplishment. And what we mean by that is, even if you can only answer some of the questions and have to skip some of the other ones, getting a partially done survey from you this month is certainly better than none at all. I also want to ask you to take some time on this Ordinance 3121. You know, none of us like to be involved in controversy, and 6 weeks ago, this wasn't even on our radar screen. But this is something that the West Lafayette City Council is doing. It's something that could have a very negative effect on us here at our church. But these are going to start cropping up around the United States if people don't stand up and say, we must have parental rights. We must have individual freedom. We must have religious liberty and the separation of church and state. Those are cherished values. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. It'll just take you a couple of minutes, but it's important. Go to freedomlafayette.org. and sign the petition. Then secondly, send an email. It's all auto-generated. It's very easy. Send an email to each one of our city councilors just asking them, please vote no on 3121. Then, if you want to invest a little bit more time, and I would encourage you to do this, Look at some of the articles that are there on that website. They're very, very well done, and they're designed in a way that you can very easily share them on one of your social media platforms, along with some graphics that have been created as well. One of the challenges right now is that a significant percentage of our community doesn't even know what's happening. Well, we have the privilege and the responsibility of getting the word out. And then we'll let citizens around our community decide what they think about this. But because you know, because I know, it's important for us to push that information out to our community. And God's given us great tools. Social media now allows us to do that and essentially function as watchmen on the wall, alerting people to the dangers that we would face unless we take a stand together. Hey, I really look forward to seeing you this Sunday as we talk about why are we here, where are we going, and how do you fit in?